Hello, Radiant Ones, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to all you newbies, all my new Radiant Ones. This is my weekly vlog, where I just kind of chat with you guys about being an intuitive painter, an empath, my life. It's a way for me to express myself and just I don't want to say explain because I don't think you should ever have to explain yourself, but just give some understanding to people who might not understand what it is that I do or who I am. So I chat while I draw, and so welcome. This week, I thought I could just kind of talk about what being an empath feels like and how it affects your relationships. For me, it's exhausting, quite frankly. It's processing emotion all the time and trying to figure out if that emotion belongs to me or if it belongs to someone else. Where's it coming from and the reason. At any moment during the day, I could cry. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. It's like it's very easy for me to cry, and sometimes it's because of what I'm feeling. Sometimes it's because of what I'm picking up. Oh, God forbid I see sad videos or sad music or watch a sad movie. I think I've seen Wicked maybe 25 times. I've cried every time. I've seen, what's the one with Tom Hanks? A Green Mile. I don't know how many times. I've cried every time. Shawshank, cried every time. Avatar, cried every time. It's just feeling all the time, and it becomes exhausting. Some of the things I do to keep myself from just, falling into exhaustion and sleeping all day is I take walks. I think I mentioned in my last video, being outside it's like medicine. Being out in the sunshine and the trees and being with animals, dogs, cats, I have to do physical things to take my mind off of my feelings. So yeah, it's exhausting. Painting is a catharsis. It's cathartic because I then get to express myself while creating. But I've found since I'm on this YouTube channel and I'm, trying to monetize it, quite frankly, not only because I'd like to do this every day. I'd like to wake up and create and then, heal myself and heal others, but I also have to eat. And it's not something that I can sustain while working a full-time job. I would have to pull back from this side of myself to work full-time. And so I am trying to monetize my channel, but that in itself creates an exhaustion. Having to deliberately focus my feelings and energies into art and then interpret that every day. It's emotional. It's an emotional exhaustion. I don't know how to explain to someone who doesn't feel so deeply. It's a strange thing because people will say, oh, well, you're depressed or hormonal, and for a long time, that's what I thought it was, but it's not. It's just this constant, interpretation of these feelings, these big feelings that I have all the time. And so there are times when I do pull back and I become a hermit because it's just easier just to kind of go inside of myself, and instead of being social and going to hang out with friends. I am an introvert in that way. Like I'm not energized by the presence of others or by parties. I was invited to go out on Friday and do Christmas lights are going to come on in town, and I was invited to come out and witness that. And I agreed, and now it's Wednesday and I'm regretting it. I'm regretting it because I know it's going to drain me. And I need to preserve that energy for the next day's energy portrait. It's, it is exhausting, but it's also wonderful and exhilarating to be so in touch with what I call source. You guys might call it God, the universe, whatever your word of choice is. I notice the synchronicities. I'm very discerning. I see signs, I see patterns. I see people for who they are and not the mask that they wear. So there are some wonderful things about it. But it also means that I had to learn, because my instinct is to make everyone feel seen and heard and understood. I had to learn where to put that energy, who to focus that attention on, who to give my time and energy to. Because there are people who will take advantage of that. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn. Even if they're blood, and there are a lot of people who misunderstand me, even if they're blood. They see me as a label, as a character in their movie versus my true energy and my true intentions. And I always used to wonder, like, don't they know me? Why would they think this about me? Don't they know, who I am and that I would never deliberately do this or that? And then I began to realize that no, they don't really know me. I know them. And so I assumed that because I've taken the time to know them, that they've taken this time to know me. But that is not generally the case. Most people are wearing a mask, and so they think that you are wearing a mask. They believe their mask, and so they think that the way you behave is also false, if that makes sense. Let me rephrase that. They behave in a way that's false, and so my sincerity and authenticity is taken as false. And so I had to let go of this idea of being understood, which makes making this video, hypocritical in a way. But it's not really that I want to be understood so much as I want to be clear. I want to clarify who I am, what I believe, why I'm doing this, and what it's like for me from my point of view. I see myself as a truly authentic human. Let me rephrase. I see myself as an authentic spirit having a human experience. And I try to see other people that way as well, while understanding that most people just see the things that are physical rather than the things that are not physical. So, what's it like being an empath? It's exhausting and exhilarating, and I wouldn't change it for the world. As you might imagine, this it can make relationships pretty complicated. That's relationships with family, with friends, with colleagues, When I first began to kind of make these realizations about myself, it was easier for me to just shut down and to go into hermit mode and put up barriers to protect myself. And that caused a lot of, I don't even know the right word. It caused a lot of disruption in those friendships and those relationships, because people were used to me being a certain way, so open. And so when I shut all that down just to protect myself, because I was at a point in my life where that was necessary, then they didn't like it. Now, as I have kind of become more familiar with myself and more in tune and more understanding of what it is and who I am, I am beginning to open up again, but selectively. I no longer make excuses for the behavior of others that used to drain me. I now live with the reality of who people are versus my idealized version of who I want them to be. And if the reality of who they are is detrimental to me, my energy, to my peace, then I cannot have that person in my life. And that's just a choice that I've had to make. Moving forward, I want to remain open. I want to be the person that's an open, caring, understanding, loving human. But I also have to protect my boundaries. For the longest time, I was told that being a highly sensitive person was a weakness, that I needed to get over it, that I needed to change, and that it was a burden to other people, my emotions. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not willing to accept people in my life who see me and my emotions and my needs as a burden. And so I've had to do what I've had to do and sever some relationships. So being an empath is exhausting. It's wonderful. And it's complicated. I hope that this has given you guys some insight into what it feels like as from the point of view of a highly sensitive person. And if you have someone in your life who is highly sensitive, I hope it gives you a little bit of insight into them. And I want to thank you all for listening. Please consider doing all the things, liking, subscribing, sharing. And if you'd like to support me in another way, I do sell artwork on hotsaki.pictorum.com. The link is in my bio on the channel. And I thank you again and have a beautiful and a blessed day.